everyone, my name is Alicia and welcome back to Double A Homestead. And no, I don't have kitty litter in here. What I'm going to be showing you today is how we clean our gourds for birdhouse gourds. Inside here I have my birdhouse, or gourd. It's not a birdhouse gourd yet, but I have this in here and I filled it up with really hot water and I let it soak for about an hour just to help soften up that skin. And what I'm going to be using to take that skin off is I just have a non-abrasive Brillo pad in here. You want something that's non-abrasive just because you don't want to get deep scratches in your gourd. You will be seeing those, so you want to be careful in the aspects of that. Now you can dry sand your gourds, but it is cold out and you want to do that in a ventilated area just because there is mold that will grow on it when it's drying out. So you want to be careful with that. So I'm just doing it this way just because it's so much easier for me. I have laid out a towel here just because it is going to get a little, I wouldn't say messy, but just wet. So I just wanted a little protection from that. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm honestly just going to start scrubbing this gourd. And you can see here already where it's starting to come off. And I just kind of go back every once in a while to get that sponge a little wet just to kind of help the process. And it doesn't take too long. If you let it soak in hot water for long enough, it's a pretty easy process. You can see here the difference. Now this isn't going to be 100% clear. You are going to have some sort of design on it, and of course you'll see that afterwards. And I'm going to get the rest of this skin off and then I will be back. Now you can see that the gourd is all cleaned up and you can see how cool the designs are on here just from it drying and the mold and whatever else is on here. But you can tell a difference after you have cleaned it from the skin to having no skin. It's going to be a lot smoother. But after you are done with that process, you want to go ahead and wash your gourd afterwards. You can use dish soap. I read bleach as well, but I'm not really much of a chemical kind of girl, so I just use Dawn dish soap to clean this off. The next step for your birdhouse gourd is you want to drill a hole inside of here, hence the birdhouse, for birds. Now this one I have started, I have not finished yet. I honestly would suggest using a hole saw when you're putting a hole in your birdhouse, just because you can see here that there's a little bit of a nick, and when you are doing that, the hole saw is going to take that middle piece out, so you're not in there digging for that. You also want to be cautious of what size hole you are putting in your birdhouse, just because different birds require different sizes. So you want to do research on that. I'm going to mark on this gourd where I want to drill that hole. So you don't want down too far. You kind of want it just on the right spot. So I'm going to kind of put an X where I want it, and then Andrew is going to go ahead and step in and drill that hole for me, if he can see it.
Yeah, it's a little hard. Recommend a hole saw.
Yes, highly recommend a hole saw, as you can see what it did to this. Now I mean, not terrible. If that's all you have on hand, that's completely fine. I mean, you can see, I just want to show you on this one as well, just, you know, just little spots here and there. So that's completely up to you and what your preference is. But like I said, I do suggest a hole saw on that. And I mean, you can't see the inside of here, and not, I mean, it's not terrible to get out. Usually it's pretty loose. There are some like little, like a membrane that you got to get off. And then these seeds, it's like paper. And then the seeds are here, and this is what the seeds look like. And you can save these. You don't have to throw these away. You can plant these in your garden or give them away or whatever you want to do with them. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned out. I wanted to show you guys, this one has not been cleaned. You can see here that white stuff on there is mold. And what's happening here is it's just going to happen. You do want to make sure though when you are drying these that you rotate them. But I did, if this is your first time, wanted you to see what they look like. That way you don't think that they have gone bad and you're just throwing them in the garbage. You don't have to lay these down to dry. What you can do is you can hang these, but you want to be cautious just because they are heavy in the beginning. So you want to make sure that they are supported. Now that we have the inside cleaned out, the next step is to drill holes in the bottom just for some drainage if water was to get in there. And we are using a 1/8 inch drill bit, and it doesn't really matter as long as you have drainage holes. All right. After that, now we have to drill a hole on the top so we can hang this in a tree. So I'm going to have Andrew come in and drill that. Perfect. Now you can use fishing line. I have some twine. Either or works just fine. Anything that you have laying around, maybe some wire too, would work. To thread whatever you're going to be using, you could use some kind of stick or something of the sort to get that through there to make it easier on you. I had Andrew drill a bigger hole in here just because I couldn't get the twine through, but I got the twine through one side and I could see it on the other side, but I couldn't get it. So I took the drill bit and just punctured it through, and then I'm able to drag that through that way. And now I can hang this. Now this is the part where you can get super creative if you want to. Unfortunately, that wasn't passed down to me from my grandmother or my mother, but I did buy some paint and make an attempt to decorate the gourds. You saw this one I'm trying to do on this one here, but I ended up buying some apple barrel matte paint. Now the research that I have done, it's very back and forth. It says to use one other kind of paint and this kind of paint, so it all varies. So I would say definitely do your research and pick what fits best for you. I don't see too much of a problem with this one just because I am going to be clear coating these for the weather. I picked up this clear coat. This is just a UV resistant clear coat, and you can leave the gourd just the way that it is. You don't have to paint it or anything. You can just clear coat it and hang it and be good to go. Or you can paint it and clear coat it. It's totally up to you and what your preference is. All right, everyone, I think that about does it for this birdhouse gourd video and showing you how we do our birdhouse gourds. I want to thank you so much for joining us on this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and to really help us out is to like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye.